it's me, Erin. Thanks for joining us on the More Love podcast. Do not tell Rebecca, but this podcast is about empathy. She likes people to think she's dead inside, but the truth is she's a big-time feeler who has truly helped me uncover that empathy is my superpower. Oh, here she comes.
Hey, bestie.
Hi, love.
What are you doing?
Oh, just getting ready to host a podcast.
A podcast? About what?
Life. Our life as best friends, who are more like sisters.
Ah, yay! I love us, and I can't wait to share our stories with the world.
Especially the ones that involve us pushing each other, right? To be our most authentic selves.
Oh, man. Okay.
Why don't you tell me what your cat sounds like sitting outside of your daughter's door in the morning?
Every morning.
Oh. Oh.
Mine does the same thing.
These are great. Still going.
Sometimes it's a turkey call. I can't even do it.
Good. Good. Wow.
Oh, it's terrible.
Yeah. Just real upset. And
Terrible.
Can you please tell the listeners why you think that Tice is doing these things?
So he has started to do this it started this week because my husband now has to be at work at 5:30 in the morning. So he leaves at 5. And then normally Taylor and him would get up at the same time. And Taylor does not get up that early. So he's afraid that Taylor's going to miss the bus. Mm-hmm. So he stands outside just her door, not Sawyer's door.
The cat's afraid that Taylor's going to miss the bus?
Yes.
Yes.
And he howls and howls and howls and bangs on the door until she opens it.
Yep.
I'm not kidding.
So we believe.
In fact, let's
'cause
call
it
Philip
used
right
to
now
be-
and ask him.
It used to be the case that they would wake up at the same time.
Correct.
And Tice would not do this.
No, never.
So now that
Never.
Philip's up an hour early,
Right.
we've deduced
Right.
through
And-
scientific methods.
Yeah. Well,
that-
and it's only because at 6:58,
Yeah.
he is in my face doing the same thing.
Okay.
And then my alarm goes off. And then and then when I open my eyes, he's like,
yeah, he's like, you're welcome.
and then he goes over to Sawyer's door and starts banging on it.
Okay.
I'm not joking.
Okay. He's
Yeah.
the alarm. Now, he can't see worth a shit.
No.
Okay.
No,
Just so
but
we're
he can
clear.
sense what time it is.
Every single time I go over to her house, because this cat is a Siamese, and it's cross-eyed to say the least. To say the least. In fact, that's going to be the cover of this
Tyson's
episode.
face.
Is a picture of Tice's face.
Yeah, with his paw.
And Mark likes to say he's got blue eyes, one blue here, the other blue there. So.
Oh, that's a Challenger joke.
He's a little.
So every time I go over, and as soon as I see the cat, I always go, "Hey, Tice, it's me, buddy.
Over here,
right here, buddy. Over here. Can you see me? It's me."
And then he's
every
looking like-
single time, and the girls don't flinch at all anymore.
No,
they're
no.
just like trying. Sometimes they move his head.
Yeah.
Sometimes he
Yeah.
can't see a darn thing.
I know.
But boy, that
Do you
just
remember what
means
happened to him?
His
In COVID?
Oh yeah, when he got the sequin stuck in his eye.
Yeah, like
I
a
think we
like a
talked about
contact.
that
I
on
know.
one of the shows.
That was him.
yeah, which didn't help.
No.
it certainly
And you know how I
didn't
have
help.
a thing about eyes, so I couldn't
know.
look at it.
I know.
I didn't put
but you
FaceTime.
didn't keep you from calling me on the way there. Todd, got a sequin on his eye. I'm like, it's just like a color contact. It's okay. It's all right. What color was it?
Remember I FaceTimed Philip? I'm like, Philip, can you look at his eye?
I can't look at it. Cat alarm. Cat alarm.
Cat alarm. No, seriously. It is. I'm going to take a video of it tomorrow.
Yeah,
I'm going to show
good.
you.
Good. Yes, we do need that. Thank you.
I
We
did
would
send,
appreciate that.
Yeah, remember, he's so blind that he can't even lick water out of his bowl.
Yes.
He has to dip his hands in it.
fingers in it. His
paws.
little paws.
He dips his
He
paws.
dips his paw.
Yeah.
Whoop, right in the water.
And then
right in
licks
the water.
It, and then licks it.
in his paws.
Right in his paws.
Oh my God. You know what I was thinking today, Scott? This is a question for you too. So, you know, algorithms are what they are in social media. But once you start watching certain things, so remember for the longest time I had the alligator or crocodile videos.
Yeah.
If I was to open both of your Facebooks right now or your Instagrams, what would be the top 3 things that I would watch videos on?
Oh, that's a good. I got to
So
look.
for me, it
Yeah.
would be airplanes, sharks, and scantily clad women.
Oh, okay. Okay.
And honestly,
In that order?
I know. Well, the order changes; it varies, but it's usually either some kind of World War II thing, or sharks or something nature, and then random women who are dancing in their skivvies.
And why that one?
I don't know.
You're just like, wow, I stopped to pause and watch that a little bit too much.
I mean, I don't know why. I don't. It's not like it's something that I frequently watch, but
just
it's
is
just there.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
And sometimes, actually, quite recently, I was getting like these porn ads. Like really explicit ads
On the social media?
on social media, and
what
it
do you
was
mean?
it was like for penis enlargements, and one of them was for a dildo. And I'm like, what the hell?
Scott.
Well, you must
The
be talking
SEO
about
is
that.
onto you.
You're talking
The
to
SEO.
your wife. Hey,
Yeah,
honey. Hey,
that's
honey, you want to
right.
try
Here's-
this?
here's-
Hey, honey. Maybe we'll do a double cider. Now we're going to go home and it's going to be on our shit.
I know. Now all of a sudden, that's my reel. Great.
Yep. Mine is financial advice.
Okay.
I work for a finance company, so I'm constantly
okay,
looking up stuff.
okay.
Weight loss
Okay. Good.
and
good.
cooking.
Okay.
I watch
those
these-
last two are a little too counterintuitive.
I watch these moms constantly make dinners at home.
Oh.
Oh, and dry erase marker writing.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, I'm obsessed.
Right.
That's my ASMR.
Yep.
Is that what it's called?
Yes.
Yeah.
And you were saying that it's like the menu boards at certain
Yes.
places.
Yep,
Just,
I gotta
you
watch 'em.
love that.
Love it.
You love that.
it. It's mostly with the chalk markers. The other day I watched this guy use those foam paint brushes. You know what I'm talking about?
yeah.
He did this whole gorgeous name in calligraphy with a foam brush. And I'm like,
Oh,
remember
that's hard.
Remember when we went to
That's
take that calligraphy class and I
yeah.
gave up after 30 seconds? I'm like,
Yes.
fuck this shit.
Yes.
This is so stupid.
I just saw a video
Yep.
of an elephant painting, and it was amazing.
Oh, with their trunks.
Yeah, it was
I know.
amazing.
It's so sweet.
Very cute.
Painted better than I can.
What would mine be? So for sure, one of mine right now would be talking parrots. I am real big into watching videos about different birds and how their little whistles sound like certain things.
Oh, it's funny because
We were just watching that too.
You were? Did you see Giz?
Yeah, because all of our birds died.
Oh.
And so
Something's
we're-
wrong. I think you have a carbon monoxide issue in your house. Scott makes me very nervous. Remember when the hamster died and it got thrown right in the trash?
I think 2 died.
No.
Angel.
The birds didn't die because of carbon monoxide.
Why did they die?
Because my son fed them too much
Is that a
and
thing?
changed their food. Yeah, he tried to start feeding them. He did a lot of research and tried to start feeding them like what the healthy things. Like he found out that if you give them the wrong kind of seeds, they're like high in a type of fat that they shouldn't have, and all this kind of stuff. So we started cutting up vegetables and like quinoa and stuff like that, really
Health
healthy
food
stuff,
killed
and
them.
they died.
Health food killed
Isn't
them.
it ironic?
Don't you think?
It's unfortunate.
It's like birds.
Don't put that song in my head again.
Food.
And then dying because it didn't like carrots.
Christ. 4 days that damn song was in my
Listen,
head.
Oh,
listen,
yeah.
listen. We
Listen.
got some other songs.
I know.
we could sing for you.
So Talking Birds is one of mine.
So wait, this
really,
morning,
really big.
This morning, one came on and he sang "Bacon Pancakes."
Oh, he was singing
Over-
it?
He sang it over and over and over.
So
it was cute.
Giz is one of the ones that I watch.
Okay.
Gizmo. He's really excellent because he usually responds to the actual conversation. Right.
Oh.
So the mom will say something and he'll say, I don't like that. And then she'll say, well, what are we doing today? He's like, going to the store.
Okay.
Like we'll respond.
Like interaction.
Yes.
I love that.
Yes.
I like the birds
Then
that curse.
There's,
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
Yep. We watch
Go
those.
fuck yourself.
We watch those at night before bed.
Yeah.
Because we really love those.
Yeah.
So then there's this other bird that sings. And so his owners are always strumming the guitar and like they actually like do music and he's like all the time and he like sings along with it. So I love that one.
Love it.
But my favorite one
Okay.
is this beautiful blue bird. I've only heard him referred to as wet chicken.
Oh.
They refer to him as that, but he's always like, I love you. And then she'll say, I love you too. And he's like, what you doing? What you doing? And then
Stop.
he just is so, oh my God. Who's your baby? Who's your baby? So sweet. So I send these things to Nina all the time. She's like, I need you to stop. I need you to stop sending me parrot videos. And I
That's
said,
funny.
no, maybe keep watching them because they're really excellent.
So three things, three
Yeah,
comments.
yeah.
Number one.
Yeah.
The other day, I saw somebody in Webster post a tree and then circled at the top. And when you zoom in, it was a parrot. They're like, did someone lose their pet?
Oh, no.
Number one. Number two, do you remember when we were driving?
Oh, yeah.
Over by the Walmart by my house?
Yes.
And someone was walking
a parrot down the street.
Yep.
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 Absolutely.
That definitely happened. And then number three, do you remember the court case where the guy killed his wife and the parrot witnessed it and they used the parrot?
And the parrot was in the testimony?
Oh, yeah. I remember that.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That sucks.
I mean,
that sucks. Yeah.
If you're going to kill someone, don't do it in front of the parrot.
Do it in front of a parrot.
You fucking
I know.
stupid. Do it in
you
front of
deserve
Tice.
to be
He can't
caught.
see you.
Oh, yeah, right. But you know what? Tice going to court.
He just can't see. He didn't see anything.
So the other thing that would come up for me, and this is fascinating, you guys need to watch this. I don't know why this shows up in my algorithms, but it's spotters for gymnasts.
Yes, that's been coming up in mine.
What?
Yeah.
These people are second to God.
Yeah.
I don't think we've really given them enough, accolades in life, because these people are watching whatever flip is happening and they know.
Talk about empathy.
If you are not in the right rotation at the right time, and then they're like, boom, with the mat
or
out.
with their hand or whatever. Yeah, I know. It's crazy. So
that's nuts.
I think the reason that came up for me was because when I was on the last flight I was on a couple weeks ago, I watched the Harry Potter double.
Oh.
His stunt double.
Oh.
Or stunt man.
Okay.
Became paralyzed.
Oh, no.
Oh, it is the saddest documentary. It is the saddest.
This is a video? This is like a movie?
Oh, yes.
Oh, no. I got to watch it.
Yes. So it was his stunt double, and he was probably the best in the business starting at like 9 years old. And he was like a superior gymnast. And then the whole Harry Potter thing came out, but he was quite a bit older than Radcliffe, whatever his name is.
Yeah.
But he was
the real Harry.
Yes. But because he was small, they formed this relationship and he was such a mentor, blah, blah, blah. But he was doing like legit crazy ass stunts. And I think it was the last movie. They were getting ready to film it and a stunt went wrong and he broke his neck.
No. Did he have insurance?
I mean, there's in a Hollywood movie, I would think so.
That's one of those times where you like, is this Q&A?
Yeah, right. Is this? I should have said that. I'm like, I don't freaking know. But the reason I paused was because it was a documentary. You would think that I would know that.
Yeah, right.
This wasn't a situation where someone just shared a piece and you have a bunch of information.
Right.
And I'm like,
I know.
I got one piece of information.
I know. That's why you can't share stories with me, because I'm like, I have a lot of questions.
But now you need to watch this.
I'm going to. What's it called? I wish I had some witty title to throw right off the top of my head right now, and I don't.
I'll look it up.
Really
but it was really great. And then
Takes magic to walk.
Oh God! Oh my God!
What's the spell for hearing? I don't know.
I almost said plagiarism, paralysis.
Yes.
It's really sad.
Paralysium.
Yeah. And so I believe it's present day. Radcliffe came and talked to him, and it changed his whole life. And
isn't there some part of you, if you are the actual Harry Potter, that feels bad about that?
Here's what it was. The stunt person met this other kid and kind of trained him. And so he became somebody else's stunt. And when this guy got hurt, he took over and he had to go to therapy. He's like, I can't take over my best friend who's now paralyzed job.
Oh.
And it's Harry Potter.
While doing a stunt, or was it
a Potter stunt?
Yes.
Oh, no.
Yes.
Yeah.
Would I feel bad if I had to take over your shit? So let's say you got paralyzed and then they call me in.
Right.
For
Would
what?
I feel bad about that?
To schedule the podcast?
Yeah, there's pretty much
Oh my God.
Pretty much anything I can do, you can do.
We need someone to show up 30 minutes late. Aaron, you're in.
Aaron, you're in. And then I'm like, I can't do it. I can't do it. I can't do it.
Right. I can't do it. I can't fulfill her shoes. But it was really the whole talk about empathy. Like you just heard this whole guy's story, and then he became, I mean, Harry Potter is like the most famous thing in the world, right? And then not only that, but there's like 7 movies,
right.
and it was all legit stunts. Like,
Yeah.
so I don't know. You should watch it. It was really moving and sad. But what's the worst part is, because it's an injury, it's progressively getting worse. So even though he does therapies and stuff, he now can't feel his arms.
Oh my God.
He used to be able to. It used to just be like the waist down. Now it's going up. And pretty soon it'll kill him because he won't be able to breathe. Yeah, it's just a matter of time.
What? That escalated real quickly.
I know.
Oh my gosh.
I know. This is why
That's horrendous. Anyway,
Injuries.
I was watching these reels.
Yeah, so he's a gymnast. That's what made me think of it.
People do these things.
But gymnasts are it's a risky
I know.
sport.
Well,
just
not
like
with
football,
not with those
everything
damn
is.
spotters.
Yeah.
Well, hopefully.
somewhere in
They're
in the
incredible.
back of their mind, they know that this is all a possibility. It's
And he
all
said
a
that.
risk.
He said in his interview, he's like, I fully walked on that set knowing every day I could die. I could be injured. Like, he's like, I knew there's high risk, high reward, right? And he said it just, I was the one. And the other part is the guy who was his co-star who ended up taking over from, he was supposed to be in the harness at that time. And then he wasn't. And the other guy was.
Oh
Yeah.
gosh.
It was like one of those things where he was all harnessed up and then they yanked him
Yep.
back into the wall.
Yeah.
And he broke his neck.
Oh,
Yeah.
that is some survivor guilt right there.
I mean,
that guy.
next
Oh, hey,
level.
Scott.
Next level.
What's up? What's up, Scott? Oh my God. This isn't a podcast where you can just randomly walk into the set and have us not talk about it. I got to talk about it because I didn't expect that.
Your head is in her shot, so I had to.
Oh,
You're in my
Let me
shot.
Get in there. Let me get in there. Listen, I was thinking the other day we've not done a lot of your hippie voo lately.
I know.
And I'd like to make some time for that for you today because I know that it's important to you.
You know what's really funny that you say that again? You're a freaking witch. I called you. My intent was to leave earlier because my throat was hurting.
Yeah, right.
And I was gonna go to the Targets.
Okay, to get some cough drops?
Yes.
Who got you cough drops?
You did.
Yeah,
Thank
because
you.
you decided
In fact,
that
I need another one.
You told me that you didn't have.
Do you need cough drop? We have some here.
No,
I
I got
got her some, but what was the warning I gave you about the fact that they're sugar free?
I'm gonna shit my pants.
You're right. Don't eat a lot because you're going to shit your pants.
But I called you this morning because I needed the diagnosis, and
Yeah.
now the allergy pill feels like it's helping.
Thank you.
I appreciate that.
Thank you.
Dr. Halligan.
Thank
if
you.
anybody ever has
Thank you.
any issues,
Anyone needs
just,
any
just
questions,
call.
call me. It
do
doesn't
the
really
doctor
matter.
hair flip.
Oh yeah. Now I will say my throat isn't feeling much better, but
That's okay.
but the
It just
crap going
started.
down the.
That's right.
Yeah.
It's
Okay.
going to be a healing journey
So
for your throat.
So
When I
as
go to the
I'm-
dentist, they'll let you know what's
the
wrong with your
dentist will
throat.
let me know, yeah. So as I'm thinking about going to the Targets to get the cough drops, I think I'm going to get a Magic 8 Ball.
Oh, okay.
And I would have wanted to do a whole show on the Magic 8 Ball.
I don't doubt it.
Did I have enough time?
No, you didn't even go to Target.
No, but if I did and then I was late, you mother effers were going to give me shit.
Right. That's correct.
You
And
know-
so instead, Scott, she got here early and then she said, I got to go in because I got to make sure that I'm there early. Like I'm here early. I have to actually go in to show Scott that it's possible.
Yeah, because last
I'm
time.
like, good for you.
Because last time you gave me shit and I was in the parking lot waiting for your ass.
Yeah.
It happened to be late.
Right.
Anyway.
Right.
Do you know what an 8 ball is?
Yeah. A Magic 8 Ball.
One of those.
What's an 8 Ball?
It's like when you
8 ball.
when you do coke and then heroin.
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah.
Drug.
Did you
Magic
get my
8 Ball.
reference when I just snuffed my
Well,
nose
when
right
you did
there?
that, yeah.
Oh,
But
yeah.
I did not know it was called that.
Yeah, that's okay.
The Magic 8 Ball.
Not that kind. They don't sell those at Target.
I know.
I know
some,
of.
I worked with some guys before who did Magic 8 Balls.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
Can you imagine?
it's not my
I can't. I can't even handle marijuana.
I've never done marijuana. It scares me.
You haven't done the pot?
No, I never done the pot or the gummies or the any of that.
Can't handle it. I sure as shit can't handle coke and heroin and
forget
all
that.
those things.
No, thank you.
that.
Don't
No,
give
thank
me
you.
one of those ones where you like LSD or
like
whatever.
a hallucinogen. I did watch
Don't.
an ayahuasca documentary the other day.
Ugh. What's that? That's
I've
the
done all
frog
of it.
Drinking. You've done ayahuasca?
No, I don't know what the
Wow.
hell that is.
That's
I'm
it's a
like,
ritual where you hallucinate.
No.
You've done all
Oh
the
my
you've done
God,
all the
no.
hallucinations.
I don't-
I've done
I
a
don't
lot of
need any of that.
hallucinatory.
In a therapy setting or in a recreation setting? Recreation.
not therapy.
Oh.
When I did that, that wasn't a thing.
You did what? What did you do?
I've done LSD. I've done mushrooms.
What?
This was in the 90s. This was
Scott.
He's a lot older than us.
Scott.
In the 90s, we were singing on the playground.
Is not an,
Not too tight. I'm saying.
this is not an
I was
okay
tripping
place
balls going,
to
look at
be
these
tripping.
two little blonde girls on the playground.
It is not safe in here to unlock some of
Not
the
yours.
some of the
Tell you what.
LSD whatevers that are going on.
I would tell people not to do it.
Yeah, why? Because it's scary as shit? Yes, I bet.
No, thank you.
I don't
one of
trust
the-
any of you guys enough to be with me during that time, too, especially you two. I hear you over here be like, tell her this. Tell her this. And Scott be like, no, leave her alone. She's having a bad trip. No one's saving me. I'm
Yeah.
like freaking out of
That
my
happened.
mind.
That happened to me. We were in the midst of this trip, and we were hanging out in our warehouse space where we practiced our band.
Oh,
And
wait a
there
minute.
were-
You mean a trip of the drugs?
Yeah.
Okay.
What else are we talking about?
I didn't know if you were on vacation.
You're
We're
so
on tour.
innocent.
We're on tour with the band.
He said he was on a trip.
Right.
I assume they were. Did you?
Yes,
A little bit.
I was doing my best to follow, and then you threw me right
Sorry.
off. And then I thought, well, maybe they were on vacation because I'm very literal. So I don't know.
Okay.
But-
Okay.
But
So
these
you
guys
were.
were messing with us because they knew that we were tripping. And so
no.
we're in there, and they're going, zzz,
No.
and we'd look at them and
bees?
then
You
go,
think there's
what?
bees?
What's the matter? Zzz, and it was like,
Because you would think it was bees?
no, because they knew it would just freak us out.
Oh, just the noise.
I don't like that. I don't like.
No, you don't
when
trust
I'm on,
anybody
when I'm on
enough to do
vacation.
that.
I don't want anybody
Yeah,
fucking
yeah.
around.
I like just a normal
Yeah.
beach vacation. Thanks. I'm not interested in those trips.
I
I
like
took
to
a
be.
I took a
Listen to
vacation
me.
to Orange
Speaking-
Road in Davie, Florida.
Speaking of, do you see right what's in front of you? Can you hold that up?
Which one?
Your chapstick. Listen to me. Do you see this, Scott? Every time I see it, I think it's a mini vibrator. I think she has herself a pause
I
vibrator.
mean, it could be. Feel that.
No,
Feel
thank
the-
you.
feel the
And
beans.
now I can't.
Feel-
okay,
feel
but
the-
every
Don't touch
time
that
I
thing.
see that,
It's not a vibrator, it's
Speaking of, bzzz, every time I see it, I'm like, why is that here? This is not time and place. There's been times that I've seen it, like I had a video capture of
Yeah.
us because you've had it on the show before.
Yeah.
And all I can see is your mini pause vibrator right
I know.
there.
I'm really sorry.
And then when you open it up and put it on your lips, I'm all like, like this. All right. Anyway, your hippie voo. I really wanted to make some time for your hippie voo because I feel like we've not done that in a lot of episodes, and I know that that's important to you. So I wanted you to feel seen.
So it's funny that so I wanted to go get the Magic 8 Ball because I keep forgetting to replace my pendulum. And I was thinking
Why,
on
it
the way-
broke?
Yeah, the thing keeps coming off. And so I thought on the way, because of course we never have a plan. So I'm like, why don't we just do this whole thing? Ask yeah, right. I never have one.
Yeah.
Let's ask the pendulum questions today. But it's broken.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So maybe next week I'll order a new one. But
okay. I mean, I have one that you got
Here?
me. No.
Oh,
But I have one at home I can bring in.
Can we just make one?
a pendulum? I don't know. Is it legit?
It's not like one of those things in school, Scott, where you like do.
That's
you
called
know,
a
like
cootie catcher.
all those little you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Do you see
Will Aaron say no to me when I ask her?
Right.
That's right.
Right,
That's
let's play
right.
MASH.
Or MASH. Oh, MASH.
I love that
Mansion,
shit.
attic, shack, or house.
No, not attic, apartment.
Well,
Attic.
apparently.
Who lives in an attic?
Y'all in Albany played a little different.
What are you?
Attic,
Anne-
because you
what
don't
are you,
want
Anne
the
Frank?
attic.
What are you, Anne Frank?
Jesus.
You don't want it.
We played basement, cave, shack,
Basement,
cave, shack, or
B.
dungeon.
dungeon.
Oh, yeah.
Why am I holding my coffee like
the
this? It's
gimp.
awkward.
Oh, speaking of MASH,
Are you a T-Rex?
I know. That's what it felt like.
speaking of MASH, remember the other day we were talking about how I would behave on the school bus
No.
when I wrote the book.
Oh my God.
So we have a new.
Oh my God.
we were
Scott.
talking about this.
Scott,
we have
I
a new
cannot
outlet
wait
about.
to tell you about this.
We have a new
I
outlet
cannot
about.
wait to tell you about this. I had never heard this story before, and this baby came right out. What the heck were we talking about?
We were
Kids
talking about
riding the bus.
kids riding the bus and how. Because
no.
I posted on the Facebook page about the man who made his daughter
Oh, yeah, walk.
who got in trouble walk, right?
Yeah.
And was that a reasonable punishment?
Right.
Which then led us to a conversation about, the bus was a whole lot different when we were riding the bus.
With no seatbelts.
Oh, yeah. And then also the bus driver would be like, if I hear one peep out of any of you, you're coming in tomorrow with full on assigned seats.
Right.
Someone would peep inevitably. You
Next
come
day.
in and there's door decks on everybody's seat that is like a picture of like a skull and some crossbones with your name on it. And like, that's who you're sitting with the rest of the year.
The rest of the year. And you keep your hands to yourself.
Matter.
And so I told her my bus driver's name was Mrs. Moon. And she would, the minute we got on the bus, she'd be like, you go to your cage.
Yeah.
And then we'd sit in the cage. And she forced me to sit next to this one girl that I could not stand.
But then, wait, this is my favorite part, Scott. So she's like, I had to sit next to this one girl that I couldn't stand. And what was it that you couldn't stand about her?
I just didn't like her.
Oh, something about her. Rebecca didn't
I just didn't like her. I didn't like her at all. I didn't want to be near her. I didn't like being... Why? Why was I forced?
Did you get to know her? I mean...
Yeah, she was in my class. I didn't like her.
But listen, Scott, so just completely out of the blue, like she's telling this story and I fully did not expect what she said next. And I spit my coffee out in my office. So I'm like, okay, so you didn't like this girl.
No.
And then you said what?
I said, so I got so frustrated because, again, you don't talk back. You don't talk back to anybody. You don't get in trouble. You don't do any of that. So I would go home after school and I would go onto my swing set. So it was a metal swing set, those metal ones with the two swings and the teeter totter. But then some, if you were rich, definitely me, had those. It was like a basket. I don't know how to put it. It was two seats with the seat or with the flat foot thing in the middle, and you would get rocking.
Yeah.
You'd get going back and forth. And then if you were really lucky, you would get all your friends on it and it'd get going.
Yeah.
And no one thought to anchor the whole playground set.
Yeah.
So it's bouncing.
Bouncing.
Yeah.
Right. Whole thing's about to tip.
So I would go over onto that and I would put together a whole bunch of printer paper from my mom's office. In fact, it was the kind that was with the tabs that you had to
take the tabs
the
off.
dot matrix.
Yep.
Yes.
Yep.
And it would like accordion fan.
Yeah.
And I created a whole book about this girl.
Whole series. What'd she call her, Scott?
I named her Jackie the Farting Bird. And I created all these stories about this girl that I did not like. And then, did I casually bring it on the bus one day? Sure did. Sure did. Sure did.
She made a whole book series called Jackie the Farting Bird.
Sure did.
And it was all like the passive aggressive nastiness that she couldn't address with Jackie herself. And she couldn't tell Mrs. Moon that she didn't like Jackie. But she made this whole book series about all the things Jackie the Farting Bird did.
Yep.
And Jackie the Farting Bird was the girl on the book.
Sure was. First thing Aaron says to me is, did your mom ever keep your artwork and stuff? I'm like, sure did. She's got a whole thing in the basement. She's like, do you think she has that book?
Yep.
Not my mom.
You said
my mom probably thought, she probably was like, you need to apologize. This is not okay. You're so nasty.
But then did we, of course, turn that into a business venture? We sure
100%.
did. So what we're doing, Scott, is if you're subscribed to Even More Love, you're going to see one of the Aaron and Rebecca out and about around town is both of us with a bin full of random stuff we do not know what's in there.
From our childhood.
And we're going to go through, look at Scott's face. We're going to go through and we're going to be like, oop, let's talk about this.
Right.
And like randomly, it could be report cards from school. It could be, there's Jackie the Farting Bird.
It's going to be so telling of our personalities. This is Aaron's comments on a report card. She's so wonderful. She's such
pleasure
a lover.
to have in class.
A pleasure. She includes everyone. Here's Rebecca's. Can't sit still.
Talks too much.
Bosses everyone around. Doesn't pay attention to her work.
Difficulty staying on task.
At one of my dance recital videos, this girl wasn't doing what she was supposed to do, so I just went on stage and kicked her. I'm like, why aren't you doing it correctly?
So we're absolutely.
I knew girls like you in elementary school.
Listen.
Yep,
Everybody had a Rebecca.
Everybody had a Karen.
No, I did not get in trouble.
No.
I wasn't a troublemaker.
Right, because you made it look like someone else did it and they got in trouble.
No, I was just bored. I'm like, this is stupid. Why? I don't, I remember my mom will say, no, not smart. My mom
In tune.
My mom would say that she would pick me up from nursery school, and it would be after nap time, and they'd have to go to a separate room to get me because I would whoever was next to me laying on the mat trying to take a nap, I would just talk to.
Yep.
So I had to be put in a separate room.
Not surprised. Yep. Not surprised at all. So that's going to be an upcoming out and about around town. That's what we call those out and about around town videos, which aren't always out and about around town. Sometimes it's just like
we're going to do some TikTok challenges.
We're
going to do some of those.
Rebecca's got some TikTok challenges that we have.
I sure do.
So hop on over to supercast.evenmorelove.
Don't do the Tide Pod one because
not stupid ones.
That one's probably not it.
Not stupid ones.
No.
Not
it.
There's one every week of some ridiculous thing that kids are doing on TikTok.
Oh, well, they're dumb. No, we're doing adult challenges.
Oh, okay.
Right.
How to organize your bedroom
we do like
25 minutes.
Oh, we do like that.
Well, I do. I'm not sure you're a huge fan of that one.
No, I do. I like that.
It depends on your mood for that day. Because if you're
correct.
in the mood and you really want to be doing it, then you're all in for about 35 minutes and then you're over it.
Right.
But if you're not in it, then you just want to sit on the couch and drink your coffee while I'm in your room reorganizing all of your stuff.
My favorite is whenever we go away together, you're on the one side, I'm on the other side.
Oh my God.
She like clockwork.
That's the very first thing I do when I get in there.
She walks in and she's got to find that little stool thing,
luggage holder.
The luggage holder. And she's got to put all of her luggage out. Then she opens it up right into the bathroom, sets up all her shit all over the place, which was really helpful for me because I usually don't bring a whole lot. I just use hers.
That's correct.
Then
that's correct.
Then she gets all of her, clothes out and organizes, does whatever. What do?
I don't know. It's like a hurricane happens. I'm pretty sure you just throw your stuff down on the ground.
Yeah.
And then jump on the bed, lay on it, get under the covers, say, ooh, these are so nice, and then turn on the TV.
100%.
And then whenever we inevitably will go out to dinner, we'll walk back in from dinner. There's my side is all like I'm part of a military base training.
That's right.
And yours is just clothes. There's hair. Like I'm talking literal
Sometimes I put my weave in your bed.
Everywhere. So they're like shoes everywhere.
Yeah.
It's I will inevitably be like, oh great, Rebecca's here. I see what's happened here. It's immediate.
Every time.
It's immediate.
Every single time. In fact, one time you even let me have the luggage holder because it happened to be on my side of the room. God forbid you move it.
I did let you have the luggage holder.
Did I use
What did you do instead? Put your luggage on the GD floor.
Yep.
You put it on the damn floor. I said, are you not using that? And you're like, no, why would I use that? Oh, I don't know. Because it's for your suitcase? Give it to me. So I took it anyway. All right. I'm serious. Okay. Hit us with a hippie voo.
Have we had this one?
No, but it's very bright.
It's very bright sun.
Hot pink.
Looks like there's some pot leaves.
The sun. Oh, those are some leaves. Yep.
You want to read it? Because this one's a hard one to read.
And because you just said your eyes are shot. Okay, what's this called? The sun?
Here comes the sun.
Doo-doo-doo-doo. Oh, the sun, the glorious sun. Dust off the deck chairs and find a lanai. The sun just rolled up with 1,000-beam entourage. This card is a metaphysical summer's day and signals success, wealth, radiance, energy, unlimited, positive, harmonic encouragement from the universe. You know, the usual. But enough talk about sunshine. Time to get out there and enjoy its rainbow droppings so that you can have some real life radiance to talk about later. Here's your words, whatever you call those at the end.
Advice or affirmation.
I bask in the unconditional positivity that shines on me now and use it to energize all of my endeavors. How's that for a renewable resource?
I'm calling in my light. I'm calling in my crystal.
I'm feeling the warmth through my soul. This one is a little too much for me. It's a little too positive.
Here's the deal.
That's great.
What's interesting to me is we shuffle these cards. We do all the things. Yeah, I feel like we pull the same shit over and over. There's like 100 cards in here. Mm-hmm. Why?
Well, we didn't. We've never pulled that one before.
I feel like we have.
We've never been that happy before in one joyous place. It's incredible. I got to get another cough drop. Oh, good. Okay.
I need a little
careful.
throat- need a little
She's
throat
careful
coat.
there. Real careful.
Do you see I wear my evil eye?
I do. Did I get that for you?
No. My
Are you
husband
sure?
did. Yeah. You didn't give
Oh,
me
I got
this
you
one.
the bracelet.
That's my favorite with the rainbow.
I know I love that so much.
I hate to break it to you, but some of them are missing.
Yeah, they're in Sawyer's room.
Nope. She took them to school and sold them.
Good. That's good because I didn't pay ridiculous amounts of money for someone to hand make those for you.
And I said, "Where are my evil eyes?" And she just looked at me.
I can't.
Wait, your daughter sold something that was
She
a
likely
gift?
bartered it.
Well, I have a ton of jewelry, and my in her mind, if it's not worn in her time period, it's up for grabs. And so
Yeah,
I
it's
went.
not.
I went to now. I hid my good one, the really good one I love, because I'm afraid that she's going to take it. And I originally thought she took it to wear them because she does wear them sometimes. And I'm like, "Where are those?" She's like, "What do you mean? You don't wear them anymore?"
No.
I said, "What?" So
This is what you need to follow that up with. I sent Aunt Erin a picture of these, and she happened to know someone from high school whose daughter made jewelry. So Aunt Erin went out to Joann Fabrics and purchased individually every single one of the beads that this woman needed to make those exact bracelet types, and ordered the special rainbow evil eye off of Etsy. After paying basically her mortgage amount in beads from Joann Fabrics, she then sent it to her friend from high school's daughter, who then had to be paid to make them individually for me. Send them back so that then Aunt Erin could spend money on wrapping them
Right.
to give to me for some special occasion.
Yeah.
Only for you to turn around, take it in your sweaty palm hand, and give it to some random ass 10-year-old
who doesn't even care?
in exchange for
Probably some Pokemon card.
one of those
Who knows?
dolls whose head smells. You know, strawberry shortcake stupid dolls. You know what I'm talking about?
I don't know.
So good
I
for
was
you.
pissed.
So I thank you. You're pissed? Good. That's good. All set with that. What you got in front of you there?
Want
We
to play a game?
keeping it light today? We're going to play a game?
Well, I
You
don't
ready,
know.
Scott?
I don't know if this is light.
Oh, well, okay. Well, let's see.
It's
You ready, Scott? You in it? You in it to win it today?
Let's do it.
Okay.
It's called the Empathy Game, a card game that brings people together. And it's
good.
developed by a child psychologist.
Okay. Well, we need that. If you could please keep having that cough drop
I know.
hit your teeth into the
I'm
mic,
sorry.
it'd be really great for
It's
me.
coming. It's coming out of my mouth. All right, we have
My
three.
favorite.
We have
I really
freaking
freaking love
sensory.
it.
We have three categories:
Okay.
talking without words, values, or emotions. Would you like a pile? Actually, Scott, you need to come in here and get one pile. There's 3 piles per person. I mean,
Oh.
3 piles, 1 per person.
3 piles, 1 per person.
Do you
and
want-
then we're gonna rotate. I
Yeah.
absolutely need the emotion one.
You do?
Yeah. I'm the only one who can ask those cards. The rest of you are going to just keep sorting through them like it's no big deal.
Scott, do you care?
What are the 2? What
Doesn't
are
matter.
the Okay, it doesn't matter. I already
Mine
have
are
it.
values.
Oh, well, that sounds right.
Okay. So,
I'm not kidding about that cough
I'm
drop.
sorry. I can't
I'm
talk.
sorry that your throat hurts, but I'm about to throw someone's head through a wall. It's incredible.
all right, listen.
Okay.
I don't really know how to play this, so we're just going to make it up.
Okay.
All right. We're
here
going to
we
pose
go.
a question and we're going to get our
I'm going to start
responses.
because mine has something to do with a crystal ball. Are
Wait,
you guys
we
ready?
need
Scott, get in the bubble.
Let me climb in. There we go.
There he
good.
is. Okay, good. If you had a crystal ball, how do you think that you would see yourself? A, happier next year. B, more stressed next year. C, more successful next year. Or D, getting a great reward. If you had a crystal ball, how do you think that you would see yourself? Happier next year, more stressed next year, more successful next year, or getting a great reward?
A.
Happier next year. Scott?
Yeah. A.
Really? Oh, you guys. Mine's C.
Which is what? Getting
More
an award?
successful. yeah. More successful, even more successful.
That's awesome.
If my YouTubes are any indication, we going places
That's
in
right.
2025.
That's right, girl. That's
So
right.
even more successful.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Yep. All right, my turn. Which of these would you most like to change about yourself? A, be more considerate to others. B, stand up for yourself more often. C, spend less time watching TV. Or D, read more books. Want me to read them again?
No.
Yeah.
Oh, yep.
Which would you like to change about yourself?
Okay.
Be more considerate to other people. Stand up for yourself more. Spend less time watching TV. Or read more books.
This is easy for me. It's D, but it's not read, it's listen to.
Oh, okay.
Yep. On via the library and the Libby system.
Okay.
I want to rent more books and listen to more books.
Okay. Scott?
I already listened to a shitload, so I would have to say B.
Stand up for yourself.
Yep.
That's me too.
Oh, I love that for you guys. And I think that's so spot on
Yeah.
for both of you.
So next time you yell at me, I'm going to yell right back.
Yeah, and then I'm gonna yell. Then I'm gonna yell back again, and then you're gonna cry, and then there's the end of that.
That's just how it goes. All right.
Well,
But that's a good one, and let's remember that because for our next podcast, I have on topic to talk about something that came up for you, Scott, in the how do we not give our power away to other people in a certain situation that happened with Scott. So that will be for next time. Oh, it's Scott's turn. Okay.
there's 4 options: happy, disgusted, bored, or frightened. And I think I'm supposed to read the sentence in one of those emotions.
Correct.
Great.
And you're supposed to guess what it is.
Correct.
Okay. All right.
Right?
Take a
Yeah.
different card.
So now
and we'll do it
starting
again.
over.
fuck that card.
Okay. Angry.
Nailed it.
Thank you. High
five.
Thank you, therapist. Okay.
We're ready. We're ready.
Eager.
These are hard.
Oh, stop it. Give that deck to me.
I was
I'll
going
do
to
it.
say, switch it
Okay.
up with Aaron.
How do you even?
This is really good for people with limited range of emotional expression. Okay, really pushes them outside of their comfort zone.
It says, I'm going to make a face like one of the choices below. Guess which one I'm thinking about.
Okay, good. Do it, submarine.
So what do I do? I tell you?
Nope.
You do the face and then you give the options.
I'm
Oh.
sorry. I'm sorry, you guys. I don't think this is supposed to be as hard as it is.
I know.
This was put together by a child
Do-
psychologist. I just wanted to
Do the
to
face
let you
and then
know.
give us the options.
Give us the face, put it in the submarine hole, and then we will tell you what it is.
Put it in the what?
Put your face in the submarine hole.
Oh,
Now do it. That was the face?
Nope. That was him in the submarine hole.
Okay. Now do your face. Okay. Now give us the options.
that's too obvious.
Give us the options.
My pet
Oh, that
turtle
was-
died.
That was good.
I just flunked a spelling test. I just drank a sip of spoiled milk. And I ate too much dinner.
Oh, see.
If you're Rebecca, it's D. But for everyone else, it's C. Rebecca, that's too much dinner. Too much dinner.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, my
We
turn.
should stick with the auditory ones and
No, that one's
skip
really
these
funny.
Visuals.
That's really great. What would you most likely do if you were frustrated? Yell at someone, hold it in, hit something, or do something to relax, like listen to music or take a bath.
Oh, I know what I would do.
A, all day long.
It's a
Yell
tie.
at someone.
Oh, yeah.
I'd either yell at someone or hit something, or both. I might
okay.
actually hit the person I'm yelling
Okay.
at. No,
I mean, I got to be honest with you. I'm a yell at someone too. That kind of surprises me. If I'm frustrated, absolutely. But I'm going to start with care and compassion. But if I get pushed over the edge, I'm absolutely
Yelling.
yelling.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. Who do you think should be punished most harshly? Who do you think should be punished most harshly? A, someone who shoplifts. B, someone who steals from their family members. C, someone who cheats on a test. Or D, someone that speeds.
and we all know what Aaron's thinking. We need more information.
Right.
It's so
Right.
true, Scott. I was absolutely just thinking
Nope.
there's a reason
Judgment.
behind all of this.
Judgment. Shoplifting, stealing from a family member, cheating on a test, speeding.
Okay. I know.
I would say for me, the stealing from a family member would be the harshest one because that's like the worst out of all the like trust, you know. You don't want your family stealing from you. You can deal with all the other things.
I would agree.
Yeah, that one hits a little more close to home
Emotional.
from a personal standpoint, like, because it's just a little more intense because you still need to be around your family members at some point. Whereas you steal from a store, you might not ever have to go into that store again. So I wouldn't say, well, I don't know. This is hard for me, but I would say,
punished the harshly.
Yeah. Who should be punished the most harshly?
I do need more information though, because why are you speeding so fast? Because your wife's in labor, or
does that make it okay?
Yeah.
So breaking the law in that sense makes it okay.
Yeah, absolutely. But if you're just
why are you
doing
stealing
it because
from your family, are you struggling with an addiction?
Right? Or do you need money for cancer meds for a family member?
Right. Or has your family abused you for the last 40 years and you don't really care if you steal from them or not?
Right. Or have they been so terrible to you that you're trying to get revenge, right? Like there's so many of the ifs, ands, or buts, But what this is bringing up for me is this quote that I saw today that I want to read to you guys. Consistency and reliability are not too much to ask for in your closest relationships. Dependability is a baseline requirement for the relational trust and safety required to deepen intimacy. If you can't depend on them, you can't build a relationship with them.
Yeah.
That's what it made me think of when we were talking about the family. Consistency and reliability are not too much to ask for in your closest relationships. Consistency, reliability, right? So, and I think that a lot. I think we were talking about that in a previous podcast when we were talking about who gets to give me feedback on things. And some people's responses may be like, oh, well, you're just not open to feedback. And the reality is I'm actually very open to feedback when you're someone that I've allowed to be in that space to give me feedback. But if you are not consistent and dependable and reliable, and you're not a steady force in my life and someone that I would go to in my deepest, darkest moments, why the hell would I at all consider, if you're not safe in that place, why would I allow myself to be open and susceptible to whatever feedback you have of
positive or negative? You can absolutely hear negative information.
Absolutely.
But it's
very much so.
Yeah.
Especially from the people who I care about and I love and who are in that
value
small,
and you admire and look up to
Yes.
and all those kinds of things. Just because you're in a role, whether
Right.
it be a supervisor, a parental role, a elder, it doesn't matter. Just because you have that title, a president, whatever.
But it strikes me that safety and security, dependability, reliability, those are at the basis of me being able to trust that your assessment is true to me, maybe even closer true to me, because it can never fully be about me. You're always projecting your own stuff, even me, projecting my own stuff onto what we think other people should do, right? But I can actually trust that it's a little closer to what it should be or could be if we already have that basis established. Now, it's possible for me to establish that with a supervisor. Morgan is a great example of this, right? When I started working for Morgan, I remember just being a little blown away at the fact that we could have a genuine, caring, reciprocal, respectful, dependable relationship with one another. And she would show me time and time and time again that it wouldn't matter what would happen in our relationship, in the supervisory relationship, she would always have my back. She would always give me reasonable feedback, positive or negative, right? I could trust that she was going to be equally supportive regardless. There was just so many times that she would do that. So I think when it comes to supervisors, for me, it's more rare for that to happen because part of the supervisory hierarchy is not to have that type of established relationship, but that's never who I've been as a supervisor.
Right.
I'm always establishing that basis of dependability and, care for you as a person first. It's just more rare, I think, than I realized.
I think you're right.
Specifically,
totally right.
After I put that post out on Instagram. Scott, did you see that my one post got over 174,000 views?
I saw that.
That's nuts.
Because you posted that that happened.
That was 165. We're now up past 174.
That's really good.
It's crazy, but it was about the supervisor.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And people's comments on that are quite fascinating. You want to know the number one negative comment, Scott?
Your nose ring?
My nose ring.
That doesn't
I don't
surprise
understand that.
What?
me. It doesn't surprise me at all because we talked about this. That doesn't surprise me at all. I think that people are very judgmental. In order to be taken seriously, quote unquote, you need to look a certain way, act a certain way, this, that, and the other. And if you don't fit that mold, it doesn't matter how intelligent you are.
And that mold is impossible. It's impossible for people to fit.
I disagree. I think that some people fit that mold really, really well. It's the people who choose not to. I mean, Erin can choose to take out her nose ring.
Why?
She can. Why would she choose to do that?
And who's to say that there's a problem with a nose ring?
Well, that's just it. I don't think there is, but
Yeah.
I think there are some
That's
people
what I'm saying is those-
who've created this ideal.
Right.
This is what-
if someone was saying the same thing, but they were all covered in tats. It's like, oh, you know, they're going to say something.
Right.
To fill this image of someone, they would have to be the most perfect specimen of whatever it is they've built up in their mind,
Correct.
which I think is so difficult for the average person to fill.
I spent a lot of my life being that person.
I know.
And then assumed that that's just genuinely who the persona of who I was. Right?
I know.
So I was that specimen, Scott. I was the person who would wear the outfits that were expected of someone of my age and caliber in, you know, when I say caliber, I mean like job description.
Right.
I was the person who was expected to act a certain way in meetings and would often act that way. It was not until I turned 40 years old that I embraced getting a nose ring, which is something I've wanted for a really long time. I didn't get my first tattoo until, did I get my tattoo and my nose ring at the same time? I mean, it was within a year of each other, right? Getting my own tattoo. Now I can't wait to get my whole half sleeve completed. I cannot wait, right?
Yeah.
And it was so liberating for me. I used to do my hair in a different color. So I'd have one strand in the back part of my hair that would be blue or purple because it would feel like such an important part of my personality, but one that I would easily be able to pin up so that no one would be able to see. So I was that person for such a long time. And it was not until leaving the institution of higher education, and it really could have been any type of organized job,
It wouldn't matter.
to work for myself, to really allow myself to say, well, who's Erin? What does Erin look like or feel like or want to be? Right. And so when those comments were coming in, there's over 300 comments on this post, and I have not been able to answer all of them. I had to stop because it was like really time consuming.
Yeah.
And just so we're clear, I was responding to all of the haters with, thank you so much for taking the time to comment. It's really nice to meet you, with a yellow heart. I don't know why the yellow heart. It just felt appropriate, right? Friendship. Come in peace, right? Which did something really incredible, because every time I would respond to that, the person would either just like it and stop commenting completely. One person was like, is this your post, Miss Avery? And I wrote back, Dr. Avery. And yes.
I loved that one.
You love that one?
Yeah, that was the
good
best.
one. But really, really interesting. These are men over the age of 50 whose comment to me was, I'll be able to hear you when you get that nose ring out of your face.
Right.
Or that nose ring is McFugly. That's a good one. That was a good one.
What
But
McFugly?
I know. But these are men over the age of 50, which is quite fascinating to me, right? But out of all of this stuff that we'd been talking about, I honestly didn't even remember my nose ring was in. It's just like a normal part of my everyday.
Right.
But now let's talk cross-cultural. So if you go to some other countries, it is incredibly normal to have rings from all different places, in all different places of your body. It's just fascinating to me that that's the hang up.
Right.
If that's the hang up, we're doing okay.
Right. Well, remember, I'll never forget when I called you after a job interview I had.
Yes.
And I wore a dress with high heels, and I just looked like me. And at the end of the interview, she said to my face, do you always look like this? And I go, what? She goes, do you always look like this? Is this how you dress? Do you wear those shoes to work? I'm like,
I think actually she
Yes.
said, well, we were going to take a tour around campus, but I don't think you'll make it in those shoes. And you said, yes, I will. I walk in these shoes all the time.
And 9 months pregnant. Like, who are you?
Right.
To, like,
Jesus, I'd be like, well, you know what? Actually, I don't really want to work for you.
well, yeah, I mean, that was
That's ultimately.
bye-bye.
You knew.
I
You knew
knew
the minute
immediately.
you left. One, if you offer me the job, I'm not
There's
taking
not a
it.
chance.
And number two, if you don't offer me this job, it is not because of my qualifications.
no way. In fact, I'm pretty sure she was surprised that I was intelligent. But but that's what I mean. Like, and so Aaron goes, I guarantee you, if you showed up in a traditional suit with your hair slicked back
Yep.
in a ponytail with, just average
No
makeup on.
Yeah.
I mean, granted, my personality doesn't exude that, so whatever. But just the initial, she wrote me off the minute I walked in that door.
Yep. And it didn't matter. You were the most qualified person
matter.
for that job. It did not matter.
Nope.
That reminds me of when I went on an interview when I was trying to move the family back up to Rochester. I had lined up 3 interviews. We were in Florida. I lined up an interview at J Advertising, and I lined up an interview at this other company. And when I went into J Advertising, this is like a big time
Ad company.
Like this is in production. It's like if you work there, man, that's
Wow.
That's cool.
And I was dressed. I was in a suit and tie, and I came in, and the guy interviewing me was Jeff Goff, who's the vice president, who was at the time the vice president of broadcast. He has since passed on, but was one of the greatest bosses that I ever had, and he was only my boss for like 11 months because of the way things worked out. But the first thing he said to me, he looks me up and down and he goes, that's the last time you're ever going to wear a fucking suit around here.
Wow.
He was in a hoodie. He was in a Bills cap. He was in jeans.
Yeah.
And like just immediately I was relaxed.
Yes.
And it was the best interview that I ever had. It lasted like an hour and a half. They showed me the whole facility. I talked to all these people. And then adversely, I go to the other place. And it was like in and out, ba 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 ba. And then while I was driving back to the airport, they came with an offer, and I didn't want to work in that second place. And Jay took forever to come back with an offer, and I kept stalling the other one, saying, "Oh, hold on, I didn't want to work there because the interview was so bad."
Yep. You know immediately. But
I think that the tide is shifting a little bit to people showing up as who they are and then figuring out if that environment is for them instead of the other way around.
Yeah.
Right? So you, Scott, maybe wouldn't have even shown up in a suit because that wasn't you to begin with. But that's not the way it was for a really long time. It was, okay, what's the culture? What's
according
the feel?
to you.
What's the...
Not according to me.
What do you mean?
I got there way quicker than most people. I'm like, I'm not playing your game. Remember my confirmation at church? The pastor says everybody must wear a dress. I showed up in a man's suit.
Yep. I know.
I do what I want.
Right.
No.
Right.
If you're either going to take me like I am or you're not.
Right.
I'm not going to pretend to be something I'm not.
I do think you got to that a lot
way quicker. Yeah.
Right, than most people. I think the rest of us...
That takes balls. That really takes balls.
Yeah.
Was it inappropriate? It wasn't even inappropriate. I mean, I looked just as beautiful as everybody else, but I was not wearing a, quote, dress.
Yeah, so that's definitely like a cultural or a gender, forced gender roles or something like that. But, in the professional world where you're going to interview for a big job, you wear a suit.
Well, you're
that's what
they say you should.
Right, that's right. But
I would never.
Had I like Aaron said, had I known the culture there, I would have just dressed like this, just a nice business casual.
But I think what she's saying is I regardless of the culture, like
you're showing up
as who you are. Am I going to wear a sweatsuit to an interview?
Right, and that's what I'm saying.
That is okay to do that. I still wouldn't do that.
Well, I wouldn't either. But
I'm never going to wear a suit because that's not who I don't own a blazer. A blazer. Like,
what were you about to say? What do I always make fun of you for wearing?
Yes.
Yeah. Yep. That's correct. Because that is a part of who I am. My favorite outfits to wear.
You look great.
Are my tall boots, my tight hot pants, my blouse looking thing, like usually a tank top blouse and a blazer over the top.
And you look great.
That is my favorite. That is my signature look. I would wear that every single day if I could.
Right. And if I wore that, I'd look like an idiot.
And then remember when my last job where I used to wear my hot pants and my my blazer every single day.
Yep.
And then finally I gave my,
After you give your
my
notice?
I gave like 2 months notice. And then I started to dress basically how I would want to dress, like in just my own casual, comfortable, professional way. What did my boss say to me?
She goes, wow, Erin, really stepping up your outfit game.
How come you didn't wear those clothes when you were working here before you resigned? And I said, dress for the job you want.
Sure did.
Which
You
is
sure
working
did.
for my damn self.
That's right.
Never look back.
Nope.
Never look back.
That was an empowering moment for you because, and it's totally great if you identify with those social norms that are acceptable. There's nothing wrong with that.
Yep.
At all.
Yep.
But don't judge other people because they don't.
Yep. I know.
There's a polished and professional way to present yourself. And then there's sloppy, right?
Right.
I'm not saying look sloppy.
Right.
Right. You could look very well put together, but not be wearing a suit or a really
Correct.
professional.
Yeah,
Correct.
absolutely.
Like I would wear a business dress. I just feel more comfortable in a dress. So it may not have but there was no cleavage. In fact, there was no skin. Erin used to joke. She's like, you could show up in a turtleneck and still be judged.
Oh, yeah.
It's just the way that it is.
Yeah.
But the fact that people had a reaction to your nose ring, which I knew was probably going to happen. Remember, I even said it on the last podcast. I said, people are commenting on your page. And I said, it's nothing physical or personal about you. It's the topic. But if anything, they're going to comment about your nose ring.
Yeah.
Which is so stupid.
Fascinating.
But,
But it's been an interesting journey, and we should talk about that at some point on a future podcast. All the vulnerability, empathy, exposure, and thoughts and feelings that go into having now 2 videos that go quote unquote viral. And then now in this last one, the number of people that have commented on it and some of the stuff that's been brought up for me and some of the stuff I worked on in one of my hypnotherapy sessions with Kim that was really, really helpful in helping me figure out if this was really an alley I could go down.
your hypnotherapy debrief with me was helpful for me.
Yeah, right.
Just the debrief.
Yeah.
I often go back and, in fact, I said that to you. I'm like, oh my gosh, look at all the parallels of what happened, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, it's really cool.
It's really awesome.
I loved that.
Me too. Isn't empathy amazing?
Well, we're amazing. I don't know about all this empathy stuff.
That's fine. I accept you wherever you are.
Oh, God.
I love you.
I love you too.
And if you love us, please like and subscribe to More Love, the Power of Empathy podcast, wherever you get your podcasts.
See you next time.